Hello guys, RPM Designs. I decided to make a follow-up on the Asus ROG Armory Crate. Well, this is not about it anymore, because as you can see, I have switched to Gigabyte. I had to build another PC. Well, I didn't have to, but I wanted to. And I'm currently running the 7700X AMD CPU with there's a whole mouthful, the Gigabyte Aorus X670 Elite AX. This board cost 300 bucks. It was cheaper than my X470 ROG Crosshair board was. It's a million times better in every single possible way. I finally got rid of all the Asus crappy software. I don't need it anymore because I'm on Gigabyte. And this software works. I mean, it doesn't look as fancy as the Asus ROG Armory Crate software does, but this works. This fucking works. So I hope Asus ROG or Asus ROG is what I call them. Here, it looks simple, but it's functional. It works. I cannot show you because I don't have a camera, but it just works. You know, this whatever I set here, it just worked and it syncs. The only thing it doesn't see is my mouse, and I don't really care, to be honest. I mean, yeah, my mouse is just the um, the color is static anyway, and I have the other software also installed, and I don't have any issues with all this software installed with the Gigabyte Control Center, with Razer Synapse or something else. I don't have a single issue. Why? Because I'm running an Asus Gigabyte board. Never, ever, ever in my mind do I think about getting another Asus board. This program, this stuff just works. See, there are no ads. There is no stuff. It doesn't install stuff you don't want, you don't need, and that is causing lag. You know? So, and that on a board that was 50 euros less than the X470 ROG Crosshair. So let that sink in. A new motherboard, way better in every single way. The only down thing, it's not a deal breaker, that it doesn't have optical for uh, my headset. But that's about it. Everything else is better. The board layout is better. The BIOS is better. It works. It's not buggy. Every setting I put in it just works. There are not a million settings that simply has no function. I mean, it's just straightforward. There is no setting that doesn't do anything, but you pay for it. You know, there are no fancy lights on this motherboard, but I really couldn't care less. Who gives a fuck about lighting on a fucking motherboard? I mean, if I if it had, let me put it like this: if this board had lighting on the VRMs, I wouldn't mind. But now I don't have it. I don't really miss it, because this feels premium. With all these flashing lights, it feels like a carnival attraction or something, with all this fucking RGB crap. Even my RAM, I have 6000 G-Skill Trident, whatever RAM. I don't even know what RAM I have. Let me check. Trident Z5 Neo, and it has the AMD Expo RAM. It's running 6000 32 gigabyte CL30 3838 96 at 1.35 volts. It's the best RAM for Ryzen. They say it's the sweet spot. But anyway, I digress. This is about Asus and Gigabyte, and this simply works. This software works. And even if you have like the newest, oh wait, the most shocking thing is that it's using the same ITE controller than Asus ROG. It's the same controller. Well, not exactly the same, of course, but I can see it. Can I see it now? No, I can see it right now. Next time I will make a picture of it. But I mean, you can see it on, go Google it or something, and you can see it has the same. You have take a sip of coffee. But anyway, you can see it has also an ITE sensor. So it's not the sensor, it's this fucking Asus ROG not being able to make a fucking simple piece of program. But wait, there's more. The thing is, you know, you have performance. This is like as in this for the GPU. It's like a cut down version of MSI Afterburner. But I haven't tinkered with it. I really couldn't care less because there's no tinkering anymore with that stuff, and I don't care. I'm done with tinkering. I did it with the ROG board. Asus ROG actually ruined it for me. And now I actually have a board that actually allows tinker with. Maybe give it a chance again. Okay, this is the light and all that blah blah blah. What was this again? I'm not sure what this is. I can upload something or... no, I don't know. But anyway, here is the update section. This is where the magic happens. Well, not really magic, but this is and also this also works. It's just work. Here, let me check. Oh, wait. It's going to the other monitor. There it is. And every time when I start up, it just works. And every time, you know, I go back. Every time when I start the PC up and I open this program, it goes to here. But when I go back to here, it shows it goes to this, you know, the RGB stuff. And it just works. It just works. Every single time it works. Wait, there's more. Fan control. It just works. It simply works. Okay, it works. I have my own fans, but my fan controller, I'm sorry. But if I would, I tested this already, and it just works. This is from my GPU, by the way, before you guys are. But I had it on my motherboard, the software, but I don't like the software controlling. It's nice, but I have my own fan controller, so. Yeah, there you have it. I don't think, yeah, don't have that installed. You can have more stuff installed, but I really don't care less. Wait, there's more. Add BIOS. This neat little program allows you to flash your fucking BIOS. And you don't need to rename it either. Asus ROG, on the other hand, you need to rename your own BIOS file. They're so lazy that you need to rename the BIOS file in order for the motherboard to read it and flash it. And even then, 9 times out of 10, there is something wonky going. You know? Yeah, I don't know where to. You know, I couldn't be more happy with this board. I mean, it's amazing. It can handle my 7700X fine. I mean, here it boosts to 5.750 on a few cores. Maybe later on more cores. I don't know. I have to underclock it even more, maybe. But you know, it just works. This thing finally works. Finally, I can enjoy a system. It wasn't this from the get-go, because there was a problem with the NIC, with the LAN port. And I flashed the newest BIOS, that's the the F7B BIOS, the newest Gigabyte BIOS. And all of a sudden my NIC didn't work anymore, my LAN port. And I was very frustrated, and I thought, oh my god, I finally get all the parts, because for my cooler I forgot to order the standoffs. I have like an EK, which is EK quantum velocity block, but I forgot to yeah, I simply forgot to wait a minute, I'm looking at the block. Maybe I should putting it back on the original place, maybe. Fuck it. But anyway, okay, I digress. That's how fast I am distracted sometimes when I'm looking at it, and then I go like, hey, because the chiplets are different now. Maybe it's well, maybe I just leave it. Anyway, um, yeah, I forgot the standoffs. So it didn't fit on the other backplate. You cannot remove the AM5 backplate, so I had to order other screws. The standoff, the standoff height is different, and the screws are different. Like the threads is smaller on the AM5 backplate. So I finally got everything, and yeah, it didn't fit. So I had to order the screws. It took me 4 days without a PC, which is very frustrating. I didn't realize the stock cooler of my 5600X CPU, which I sold, also fit this socket. So yeah, that was a bit stupid. So yeah, that was very, very, very upsetting. But anyway, yeah, I asked a friend of mine, and we were googling, and excuse me, uh, I forgot a thing which I always did on Asus ROG motherboards is to completely reset the system. That doesn't mean pushing the reset button. No, that's turning off the system. If you have issues, this is a good thing. If you have issues flashing a BIOS issues, any other issues which are unexplainable, you can first do one method is to power down the system, pull the power cord from the power supply, but keep it in, don't flick the switch to 0, keep it at on state, and then press and hold the power button on your system. This way you can completely drain the capacitors and the registers on the complete motherboard, everything on the motherboard, connected to the motherboard, and yeah, hold it for like 5 or 10 seconds. I mostly do 10 to be sure. I don't know, there's no, maybe it's dependent, I don't know, I don't care. I just do 10 seconds and it works every single time. So I did that, restarted, and then it started working again. So people, if you have the same motherboard as me or same NIC, I have a 2.5 gigabit Realtek family gaming LAN. If it doesn't work, please do that. That works. So it works for me actually. So yeah. But yeah, this is yeah, my little thing about Gigabyte. And so far, I'm very, very impressed about such a quote unquote yeah, cheapo board. It's an X670 board, so it's pretty high end. It has all kinds of stuff that higher end boards also have, but you pay significantly more. I mean, I have one PCI 5 slot, and the rest is all PCI 4. I have more than enough lanes. All my PCI M.2 drives can run at PCI. I have three. All three of them can run PCI Express 4, which is amazing. So yeah, it doesn't have to share anymore on the Asus Crosshair board. I had to share it for some reason, and yeah, at that time it was one of the best, if not the best, for that. But yeah, this is way better. This is just how it should be, and this board is just great. I'm very happy with it. And I was planning to get another board, and I was frustrated because the BIOS is different, the settings are different, but this just works. I don't care about aesthetic. Well, I care about aesthetic, but it's just I'm more about a functional board than an aesthetically board. And this board is by far not ugly, but there are better looking boards with like RGB and stuff, but I don't care about it. If it works, it works. That's it. You know, and just for the sake of your own wallet, don't buy these higher end boards. It's just not worth it. This board is actually the sweet spot for everything, in my opinion. I did some research, and I could spend $100 more, but it's not worth it. I will not get more performance. I will not get. It has like 2 times an 8-phase VRM, 16-phase VRM, so it has absolutely no problem with my 7700X. I mean, the VRMs don't even get warm. It doesn't even need a heatsink, I think. It's only running like I think the power stages are 70 amp, some are 90 amp, but why? Why you pay for that? Why it's cool to have. I mean, of course, I like overkill. I don't believe in overkill. I just, that word, it sounds negative. It's just I would like to call overkill like very usable, because there's a reason for this overkill. Why they put so much overkill on it is not only to brag about it, but it's also make it run cooler. For example, if you have a car with a 1.3 engine and you put a turbo on it, they can easily screw 150 horsepower out of it, 1.4 liter, 1.5, whatever. If you have a big V8, you can also easily put 150, even 200 horsepower. They have the same amount of horsepower, but the wear on the smaller engine is way greater than on a big engine. The big engine lasts way longer. It doesn't need a turbo. It doesn't. It does easy mode, like eco mode on the CPUs. So yeah, that's how it works. So it doesn't have to break sweat to reach 100. It doesn't have to break sweat doing anything. Well, that's the same with the VRMs. They're just bored. They're just I don't know, doing nothing. So that's why you don't have switching frequency and all that bullshit. You don't have that on this board. You don't need it. You don't have all these a million settings like on the ROG Crosshair. I mean, it's cool, but you don't need it. The only gain you get is instability on that fucking board, because you can adjust it. And as soon as you can adjust it, the whole board becomes weird. And I don't know. It's for overclocking. Overclocking is a great board, the ROG Crosshair, of course. I mean, I managed to do some cool things on it, but it always had some quirks. All these Asus ROG boards have quirks. For some reason, the BIOS doesn't work properly, or the I don't know. Every time there's a weird quirk. There's not a week that it works perfectly fine. There's not a week. Not a. There's always something with that shit. I'm so happy I sold it, and I hope the other guy is very happy with it and is not as anal about the settings and stuff like me, because it's very triggering to have a board like that change the setting and it doesn't work and all that shit. It's tiring, it's frustrating, it makes me angry, it makes me hate PCs. And yeah. So if you like PCs, if you love PCs, if you want stuff that clearly functions, you want software that functions, you want a company that offers great support. I'm not getting paid by Gigabyte in any way. I wish Gigabyte would pay me. But seriously, this is the best board I ever owned. The BIOS works. It looks nice. It doesn't scream Asus ROG or oh my god, man, that fucking see. I have PTSD from that goddamn fucking Asus ROG, man. Seriously. Anyway, it doesn't Gigabyte Aorus. It doesn't scream Gigabyte Aorus. It just works. That's advertisement. It just works. That's it. Plain and simple. As of now. Of course, if there are problems, I will find them and I will figure them out. But as of now, I didn't find any issue. I tested this and it works. My CPU boost, like I said, to most of the time it is 5.5. See, it's all the time it boosts higher as advertised. So, I mean, I'm a happy camper, 5.75 even. And yeah, I'm very fucking happy, man. Even at Cinebench, in Cinebench I'm getting 5.3 gigahertz instead of 5.1. Of course, the temps go up to 93 or something, which is high, but not 95 or 100. It's just, it's a little bit warm. But these chips are designed to run that hot. They say it's intended. I don't believe that for a second. It's intended, no chip. It's not good to run like um, 24/7. If you use this like or 24/7 as a server, but if you use it every day like me, like 10 hours plus maybe, and all day you run it at 95C, I don't believe that's healthy. I don't care what engineer, I don't care who you are, that's just not how it works. And why? Because if you have the traces in the CPU, like how a CPU is made, the wider it, the warm, warm is expanding and cold, is um, how do you call that? Yeah, not extract. Fuck, how do you call that again? Contracts. Sorry. So warm expands and cold contracts. The problem with that is if you have it too warm, the traces are also going wider because warmed, you know. So yeah, you have the CPU actually it changes. A CPU can change. If you have a CPU for long enough, you can actually. I had an FX 8350 and I forced it to run 5 gigahertz. People say, I didn't do it. I don't care. I just put so much voltage to it, or I just put like an. It was unstable, and I don't know. I'm no engineer, but I know a little bit how it works. I just put it at 5 gigahertz, FX8250, and I don't know. I put less voltage at 1.48, and it was not 100% stable, but I just run it. I didn't care if anything got corrupt or whatever, and all of a sudden it just worked. You know, I'm not, saying that everybody should do this. I was just testing because that was my first real build, and yeah, it just worked. And I don't know. With these chips, I wouldn't risk it because there's significantly more money involved. I mean, this chip was like 300 bucks also, same price as the motherboard. So I think it was a great upgrade. So yeah, well there you have it, guys. I'm very happy with the Gigabyte. Yeah, Gigabyte board, and yeah, again, um, if you're like a gamer, or you are like a novice in this, or you just don't like a million settings that nobody needs, nobody wants, and doesn't simply do anything, or having like four set menus with the same settings over and over, because for overclockers that's more handy. I think that's the only reason I can think of why there are like sub menus in the ROG motherboard. It's just not needed. You pay for a lot of crap you don't need, you don't want, and it doesn't function properly. Let alone the software. This board is significantly cheaper than the Asus ROG board, and this just works. I mean, let that sink in. The Asus ROG board is way more expensive. I don't know how expensive it is. I can take a look. Let's take a look. How much is it? Motherboards. I mean, they look amazing. I mean, look at it. They look very, very nice. There's the crosshair. That's extreme. They don't have no. Yeah, that's the dark hero. Yeah, look at these prices. $1,000, really? Are you fuck? 20 plus 2 power stage. Like, why? Why do you need 20 plus 2 power stage? I mean, seriously? What the fuck? Wi-Fi 6E, I also have that. I mean, there's nothing that this board has what mine doesn't have what I need. This board doesn't have anything extra what I need. I mean, this board is very nice though. But it's just, yeah. If the armory crate worked and it was less buggy, I would consider it. But this is more than double the price of my board. More than double the price. I mean, holy heck. $700, that's a lot of money, man. I mean, we can look if I can get it any cheaper. I don't think so. Uh, I always go to tweakers. Okay, it doesn't work. Brave browser is just, yeah. Let's see how much it is. Holy shit. Fucking hell. I mean, nobody has even a review. Nobody is stupid enough to buy this board. I mean, look at it. It's all flashy. It looks nice. There's the same fucking erratic sensor on it. Load. Yeah. There's a good I/O though. Yeah, fucking website. So yeah, that's it. That's how much that board is. With erratic software that doesn't work, so you can't even control your fucking lights. So again, guys, if you like an a tweaker and you want endless settings, yeah, please go for it. You don't care for the software RGB or if it at all functions or the half of it doesn't function. Yeah, of course, you can pay a double amount of money for that board. I mean, it's your money. If you want a board that functions and doesn't have like a million settings that nobody wants, need, or functions, get Gigabyte. This just works straight out of the box. I just, showed it. So yeah, that's it, guys. And I hope Asus ROG is watching. I doubt it because they don't care about their customers. They just want money and that's it. They really don't care about anything really, only their own wallets. So that's why I avoid Asus ROG motherboards. Please don't buy. Why in the fucking hell would you pay $700 for that motherboard? It has nothing at all that you cannot live without. I mean, you pay double the amount for stuff you don't need. It looks better, but who cares? It's in your system. It's like showing off. It's like a Christmas tree in your fucking case. It's up to you. I mean, you cannot force, but if you're smart, don't give these people any money. You don't care about customers. They have no customer support. They don't give a fucking shit about you because I already proved it in my other Asus ROG Armory Crate software spreads like a cancer video, which is seen by like 12,000, 10 or 12,000 people and have like 200 reactions on it, how bad that piece of crap software is. That proves it, and this just works. I'm so happy. Finally it works. No issues anymore. So all along it was just this erratic Asus crap software and BIOS and whatever, motherboard whatever. I got it for free from Asus ROG because the X370 motherboard was a complete disaster and never owned something so erratic and broken and whatever. So I got this for free, and even the free motherboard. And maybe they gimped it. I don't know. I have no idea. It's like, yeah, fuck 'em. It was the last ROG motherboard I ever buy. I will never buy it again. So yeah, that's it, guys. Yeah, if you like this, then feel free to subscribe and like the video, and yeah, leave a comment in the reaction in the comment section below and what you think. I think this board is great. I'm very happy, and yeah, I never had an issue with Gigabyte, and nor a friend of mine nor has any issues. So he's also selling his RG board. It almost feels bad to sell it because it's a broken piece of hardware. So, well, not really broken as in not functional, but it doesn't function as intended. So it almost feels bad, but yeah, he deals with it now. I mean, it is what it is. What can you do? Right, thanks very much for watching and see you guys in the next one. Please leave a comment in the section below. Thank you. See you later. Bye bye. Take care.